In the peaceful seaside village of Haven's Edge, life was usually calm and predictable until the day a massive iceberg appeared just off the coast. The townspeople gathered to marvel at the enormous block of ice drifting in from the north, but Michael's attention was drawn to something unusual. Through his high-quality binoculars, he spotted a small movement on the iceberg's summit, something that clearly didn't belong there. The figure vanished from sight, but Michael was certain it had been there for some time. Realizing few would believe him, he resolved to investigate alone. Before sunrise, he borrowed his brother-in-law's small speedboat, quietly preparing for a journey that might uncover a mystery capable of changing the town's history. The sea was calm as Michael navigated toward the iceberg, keeping close to the shore to avoid patrol routes. Upon reaching the towering wall of ice, its scale struck him with awe. He anchored his boat and readied his climbing gear, knowing every rope and hook could mean the difference between life and death. The climb was grueling, cold, slick, and unpredictable, but at the top, he was rewarded with a sweeping view of the icy expanse. That's when he noticed subtle but unmistakable signs of human activity. Faint footprints leading across the snow, deep grooves carved into the ice, and a small metal box buried under frost. Inside were faded photographs documenting the iceberg's journey, alongside neatly stacked food cans and water bottles, clear evidence of a long-term stay. Further exploration revealed a makeshift shelter tucked into a crevice, ingeniously built from a tarp and ice axes. Nearby lay weathered scientific tools, notebooks filled with meticulous observations, a broken Geiger counter, and a battered telescope. It became clear that the iceberg was more than a drifting mass of ice. It was the site of a serious scientific mission, possibly interrupted by unforeseen events. Michael's sense of wonder deepened, but before he could explore further, a sudden blizzard swept over the summit. Forced to take shelter, he endured a night of howling winds, rationing his limited food and water, determined not to let despair take hold. When morning came and the skies cleared, Michael pressed on, following a fresh trail of footprints through the snow. They led to a camouflaged research station containing a portable weather station, geological samples, and journals detailing extensive studies of the iceberg's path and makeup. The entries revealed the author as Dr. Harold Jensen, a scientist investigating climate change and glacial movements. Moments later, Michael came face to face with the man himself, exhausted from months of isolation, but still carrying a spark of determination in his eyes. Dr. Jensen explained how a sudden storm had left him stranded, forcing him to survive with only the supplies and ingenuity he had on hand while continuing his research in the extreme cold. With supplies dwindling, the two men decided to act. Using Michael's climbing gear and parts of Dr. Jensen's equipment, they built a makeshift beacon atop the highest safe point, hoping its signal would cut through the fog and reach rescuers. But before help arrived, another fierce storm struck, threatening to destroy the beacon and their shelter. They fought against the elements, keeping the signal alive until, at last, a rescue helicopter appeared on the horizon. Pulled aboard, they looked back at the iceberg slowly disappearing into the mist. What began as Michael's solitary quest had become a shared trial of survival and an unexpected friendship. Their experience had forged an unbreakable bond and left them both with a deeper respect for the wild beauty and danger of nature. It was more than a rescue. It was the beginning of a new chapter in their lives, defined by resilience, courage, and the extraordinary power of human connection.